This is Charlie Kao with TravelMole TV at the Focusrite Conference in Hollywood, Florida, with Simon Lehmann, who's the CEO of Interhome. Good morning, Simon.
Good morning, Charlie.
For those in our audience who are not familiar with Interhome, could you give them a little background and bringing them up to date of what Interhome is?
Yeah, sure. I'll be very pleased to do that. Interhome is now in Europe's largest vacation rental company. We're actually a property management company. So we're listing close to 32,000 properties in Europe, predominantly Central Europe and Southern Europe. These are all privately owned properties, individually owned, where we have an exclusive contract with the owners for at least 2 years at a time, and then we rent out the properties through all these different ways of distribution, predominantly through the internet now.
Most of the bookings are direct through the internet, or do you also sell through the travel trade?
We sell through the travel trade. It's only about 10% of our business right now. The biggest growth we see in the B2B side with the OTAs, so the big content aggregators in the vacation rental space, and the big OTAs who are now also deciding to add properties in the vacation rental space to their inventory. And we do about half of our distribution we still do direct through our own internet platform plus our call center in Prague.
Since, let's say, 3-4 years ago, what has been the growth beyond properties in Switzerland, Austria? Basically the ski was a lot in the ski resorts.
We do about 25% of our business is winter and about 75% is summer.
Oh.
So in the last 3 years, direct contracted business without our partners, we have 24,000 properties. So we grew that over the last 5 years. We grew about 8,000 properties in addition. And in Switzerland, right now, we have over 3,000 properties in Switzerland, and we've seen in all our destination markets, we've seen very good growth, which has also somewhat to do with the financial crisis, because a lot of owners are now more willing to rent out their properties, which they didn't do before.
Of course. And say USA, do you have?
We are extremely small in the US. Because our main market is European customers. It's the family with 2 kids. Because it's self-catering. People drive themselves predominantly. So 95% of our clientele are Europeans who are going to European destinations with their own cars. So hence, in overseas destinations, we have very little inventory. In the US, we have about 200 contracts mainly in Florida, which caters for some of our customers who fly to the destination. We used to be partnered with Resort Quest, but they were bought by Wyndham RCI, so we stopped the partnership.
And in Asia Pacific?
Asia Pacific is interesting. I've just been to the WIT in Singapore a couple of weeks ago. And what we're trying to do in Asia Pacific is more as a source market. So we're trying to get Asians to come to our properties in Europe, but we're also considering to bring our business model into Southeast Asia, but at the moment we know very little about this market.
So you're looking to WIT is Web and Travel, sort of a Focusrite in Singapore.
Correct.
And looking ahead now, obviously the economy in Europe is going to take a while to fix. So there's probably a lot of more growth for those who more willing to.
Yeah, that's correct. So basically, we need to expand our distribution, and our distribution. I guess we're very limited to bring our direct business up to speed because of the cost that we have in acquiring new customers. So we've decided to really focus more on the B2B side. So we want to partner with big distributors, big OTAs who want to go into the vacation rental space. And the great news, which we've announced actually at 5 o'clock this morning today, is that we have just signed a partnership agreement with TripAdvisor. So TripAdvisor really wants to get stronger into the vacation rental space, and we're one of their launching partners. So our entire inventory is going to be listed on TripAdvisor.
Excellent. When I last looked into Interhome, I said, it seems like a lot of the space is booked up pretty early. What is the trend now? How far in advance are the majority of your inventory booked up for any, especially peak season travel?
That has changed a lot. I mean, a few years back, by March we already knew how the year is going to look like, and now it's really up to the last minute. So the consumer has really changed in behavior. So we have some key weeks like the Christmases and the New Year's, which are booked quite in advance, which very much depends on the market. So we see the Northern Europeans, they book a lot earlier, and the Southern Europeans, they book a month before they travel. So we really have a whole spectrum from 6 months, even a year in advance, down to really a month before they travel. So we really have it all. But as a general trend, what we can see is that the people both book less in advance all the time.
How much business you get out of the UK and the US market?
Well, the US is for us very small. So, and of course, with the economy, we've suffered from the outbound market in the US, and penetrating such a huge market is not an easy task with limited marketing funds. So the US is producing, about 2 million revenues. The UK, we're investing now in the UK into the distribution on B2B. So we're looking for new distribution partners for our product. But currently, for the size of the market, we are nowhere. We're producing only about 8 million Swiss francs in revenue, and we know that the English market is very vacation rental affine, and we can see a lot more growth out of the UK, hopefully in the future.
Simon Lehmann, CEO of Interhome, thank you very much.
Thank you, Charlie.